We're going to the beach. It's the beach episode. This isn't the beach. This is a bathtub. No body of water is safe without a lifeguard. That's true. That includes bathtubs.
Alright, there's more stuff I want to talk about RWBY, so let's get into things. Yeah. The music has gotten, in my opinion, it's not good. Like, if in my honest opinion, after watching the last volume that, you know, finished, last week, the music isn't that as good as volume 1 to 3 anymore. Or like, what's the difference between these two is, of the past and now current future volumes is that 1, 2, and 3 has like consistent music, but which I only got the first soundtrack for volume 1 and that's it. But besides that, I think, but still, the music, 1, 2, 3 has somewhat of a cohesive rhythm to it of their music, until they change it to, like, I don't know, this magical, like, not magical, but it's just some of the tone of the music just doesn't feel the same or isn't as good as, you know, past volumes, which is upsetting. Yeah, like, if I'll be honest, the last soundtrack I owned was 4. It's because at least some of the songs were in that volume was actually kind of catchy and I can listen to it. For like, I don't know, 3 songs, music, scores, whatever, it's alright. Until after that, it just turned to other shit. So yeah, there's nothing else I can say, but the music isn't as good as the past volumes. I don't understand what they're trying to do with the themes in RWBY. Like, no, I understand that's the whole point. You know, I understand, like, you know, that's the whole point of the show. But what I realize is that they kind of, I don't know, focused? I don't know if focus is the word, but they definitely referencing so many fairy tales, and it's just starting to become unnecessary. Like, what, like, it can, like, why can't this show can be its own thing? Then, and sure, you can have like references for these characters, but what I'm trying to say is that what I'm trying to say is that you don't need to put fairy tales in RWBY. Like, for example, Ruby Rose. Does she like? Is there a story about, you know, going to see her grandma? Yeah, there's her mom, but like besides that, like I don't think mom counts as her grandma, so not really. So it's like yeah, someone's her someone's related to her fairy tale does make sense, but it's just like it's very unnecessary, to be honest. I'm trying to find a good example. Like it's just gonna be a plot line that we get to see Ruby Rose gonna stumble across someone's pretending to be her grandma. Like, is anyone's gonna be like the big bad wolf? No, because yeah, we have the Grimm and stuff, but like actual like story-wise development, like Cinder has it, and her backstory sucks because the reason why it sucks because the reason why it's bad because they had to force in the Cinderella theme so it can make sense to her fairy tale reference character, which I don't think it's very unnecessary, honestly. And like, it's like we need a person to be a wolf to fit in her subplot. It's just like that kind of stuff is very unnecessary, to be honest. Especially with all these characters, like some of these characters, I don't think like, you really don't need to force in fairy tale characters and references in your show. Sure, you could be a little bit based on them, but don't make it like like that's their whole characters has to be related to their fairy tales stories. It's just like make like do your own thing. Like that's why Wolf Among Us did so well, because it's its own thing, and in a way they did is very creative and smart. And RWBY is just like forcing it in just to fit in the story, which is like eye rolling, to be honest. And Hoodwink did it better too than RWBY, but I digressed. Yeah. Oh boy, where to start from here? For how we ended up the volume, I take a huge reflection of our characters to see, did they develop, change anything. I take that really seriously of does this even matter? Does this anything count whatsoever? And to be honest, if let me look at each character of, you know, how much they change and whatever. So let me start with Weiss. Let me start with Weiss. Weiss in volume for the whole Atlas arc. I was wanting to know and see, and out of curiosity, see what's her character be like in Atlas, because she has to play a huge role in that arc in Atlas. But turns out the whole time she was just like everyone else, just the good guy, the good girl. That's all the whole team was in the good guys. That like they want to do the right thing, fight with what's right, whatever that means. Because I don't even know myself. Because like you said, like she does absolutely nothing but just stand and do things and help out. But besides that, she doesn't play a huge role in the Atlas arc, in anything. And this is like her freaking home, and she just does absolutely nothing. If you remove her, nothing matters that much, because yeah, her sister's there, Ironwood's there, but they did nothing with those characters. Like even in volume 7, they don't even trust him. Yang and Weiss should have defended Ironwood, be like, no, he's one of the good guys, we should trust him. But they just follow RWBY because she's the main character. She needs to do something. It's like, come on. It's so disappointing. Weiss is just, if I remember correctly, the whole time, yeah, she's like there, and that's it. Huge disappointing for her character. Her character. For Yang, same thing. Nothing that huge or different. If I remember correctly, again for her, she's with, for volume 8, Jean, Nora, Ren. Oh no, not Nora. Who was there? Oscar. She was nothing. If I remember correctly, again, she just plays as a nobody in this whole time. So really, I got nothing from her. Jean, Ren has some development, but it doesn't make sense, honestly. Like his character arc starts out of nowhere in volume 7. Like, I trust Ironwood because he's doing the right thing. Cause I don't know, because he's the headmaster. We need people like him to trust. Because we're kids, he's an adult. Yada yada yada. It's like, all right, but then it kind of goes. I don't know. It was kind of confusing. And then at the end, where he meets Nora, and Nora was injured. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about the injury. How she, the way she got it, how she got it from. It was a bit questionable on it, because I don't know how to feel about her scars. Taking that much energy damage her. It's like she can take a couple of lightning bolts, but like I said, I don't know. A whole factory of electricity makes a huge difference. I don't know. Besides that, Yeah, sits in her bed. Sits in Weiss's bed, or I don't know. Yeah, her bed the whole time. And then we get the confrontation. Yeah, confrontation in like I don't know, episode 11, I think. It's just I didn't feel any of it. The emotions were they're trying to put on emotions, but I didn't feel anything. It was they're trying so hard to just make me feel emotions. I just rolled my eyes. It's just so not good, honestly, because the whole conversation is like, no, like Ren tries to do the right thing and he keeps on failing, and Nora was like, yeah, it is your fault because you push us away, which and Nora keeps saying, oh, she's always like that. She keeps on complaining about she keeps on complaining of like, oh, and that, yeah, I'm just a loud, noisy distraction, and people are supposed to be like, oh, no, you don't feel like that. Which really, but looking back, yeah, no, that's really her whole character. Like, what she's saying is right. And her complaining about Ren pushing him back doesn't make any sense, because he wasn't pushing back. He was just relying on Ironwood. That's all he was doing. And maybe a little bit more to it than that, but what I see is like he wasn't pushing back. He was just like frustrated that Anthony didn't go his way or Ironwood's way. It's like it makes no sense of her whole arc and stuff. Same as with Ren. But Ren is, well, at least for a semblance and stuff, it was kind of interesting. But besides that, it's just like his whole character was like same as Nora. It's like makes no sense, confusing, bad. It's just I didn't feel the emotions. So, oh, and I want to say something in Sisterhood for RWBY and Yang, especially. I didn't feel anything for what they got to say in that episode, and especially in the end, what people and I remember people used to say like, oh, now people can shut up about Yang and RWBY aren't good sisters and have a good relationship. Look, there's proof. After that episode, to the finale, we see RWBY didn't rescue Yang. She was not unconscious. She was still, standing, not being distracted by Cinder. Cinder was just there watching. RWBY was there, looked to her right, and Yang was falling. She has so much time to realize that, oh, Yang's falling. Gotta go rescue her. Gotta go rescue her. Blake can do better than whatever. Blake. Alright, I can't. Alright, I don't want to be too mad at Blake. Just something. She could literally just do something else than just throwing her gun. I think they could have stabbed her leg if she did that. So I don't know what Blake was doing with that strategy of getting Yang up. But alright, whatever. At least she did something. But panic move. But I don't know. I don't know. And all I can say is that at least she tried. I don't know. But and Weiss could have saved her too. Everyone could have saved her. Everyone could have saved her. But no one even tried but Blake trying to stab her freaking leg. It's just whatever. And then the whole like they switched out. I want to let me get to Emerald for one quick second. I fucking hate that they rushed her character arc and be like, oh no, she's part of the good guys now. And in like one or two episodes, she's like, okay, I turned to the good guys. I turned to the good guys now because that's my character now. So instead of a simp for Cinder, she's just turns like that. I'm part of the good guys now. It's like, what? No, bitch. Motherfucker, don't change that. Why'd you change that early? No. I don't. I hate that one. I do not like that at all, and especially at the end that she has to go and like what is the place called? Vacuo? I don't remember. Was it called Vacuole? Yeah, she instead of Jean being with Red and Oscar, it's Emerald for some fucking reason. Jean could have been with. I don't know what was the plan with Jean being in the back. It could have been Emerald because that could have been way more interesting. Emerald's the one getting it since she's changed to be a good guy now. She can convince the others, yo, I can prove to you I'm good. You know, she get if civilians inside, make sure they're safe and stuff. You know, they're just going to vacuum straight off without Jean. It's just completely stupid. Completely stupid. Yeah, I was just like, I don't know. Emerald. And it could have been a good confrontation with her and Cinder, but since her broken semblance is a thing, that would just ruin the story. It's like, and the main characters won't fall to the abyss, which is kind of fucking okay, whatever. And the whole and Neo, which I'll agree on Vex. I forgot his whole YouTube channel name. Vex is his name. He is right about Neo, but one thing, she is definitely a plot device. She is nothing more than a plot device. I just realized that's her whole, like, they could have changed her character right now, but no, they played it safe for her, and now look what happened. I'm not interested in Neo anymore. Like, she lost me after that episode. Honestly, I was like, it was like, whoa, what was it? Episode? It was like the last episode. All right, episode 14. Yeah, she lost me.
Come on down to the Gabai Hop. We will give you a cigarette.
Everyone lost me, and Penny's arc was a whole mess. Oh, and they ruined Ironwood's arc. I mean, as a character, yeah. Which, I have so much to say, but I don't know how to compile it in one sitting, so all I can say is that they just disappointed with his character in this volume. They made him as, and the worst part is no one questions it. They're like, oh, Ironwood's bad now. I was like, no, this makes no fucking sense. He's not supposed to be bad. He's supposed to make the hard decisions, yep, not to the point where he has to be like, I can't trust my councilman and woman, which I shot my man, but not my councilwoman, because which is first thing he should have shot both. First of all, but no, he shot the man because women's rights. Well, okay, for Rooster Teeth, okay, I don't know. It's just because like, first of all, where is she anyway? Is she dead? She's not even arrested. She's just standing there. It's like, what even happened to her? We didn't see her dead. We didn't see her being arrested with Jacques and the others. Also, the prison thing makes no sense. In Volume 7, Watts was in a cell, but then they moved to an empty hallway with the hologram cells. Holograms of hard light dust, which is stupid. Because they put it there for plots. Crow's development is fucking changed out of nowhere. No, it's I don't even like Crow anymore. Especially after this volume, it's just like, what is he? What's the point of him? What's the point having him with us anymore? If he's just a nothing character, they should have developed him at all. I think Volume 6 ruined him because he was actually alright till they ruined him to give him some development, which is kind of childish because now he's being a big baby in Volume 6. He's just being depressed, keep on complaining about, I shouldn't stay here with you guys. And then like Volume 7, he has a friend, and now he's crying for his friend. And I'm pretty sure he has like for Clover, and he has like, he said he lost many friends, just like him, and that's where it comes to death or turn to bad or whatever. Okay, but then in the end, he just started crying for him. He's like, what are you, a big baby? You say you lost so many people, and you were crying for this piece of junk? Like, why do you care for him so much? Like we don't even, especially for like it's like they're I don't know, it's queer baiting, but they're baiting this so much. It's like either Like they don't even say if this is like baiting the fans or not, but because the fans eat that shit up. They're like, oh my gosh, poor Crow. Like I feel bad for him. Like they're not even questioning. It's like, okay, his actions are stupid. Why does this man cares for Clover so much? That makes no fucking sense. They just met, and he's already have feelings for him. Okay. There's other people. I'm pretty sure he was friends with other people besides Clover, but okay, he's the most emotional one for him. It's like, oh, just so much things that I want to say. Winter. Let me finish it off with Winter and Penny. The villains are all right, besides for Cinder, Salem, and Hazel, and maybe Emerald too. But all beside that, it's like they're okay. Let me get to finish off. Let me finish this off with Winter and Penny. Winter, she's like another Weiss. She was interesting at first in Volume 7, and now she's like the military woman, and that's it. Nothing interesting, nothing going on. She's like, okay, she do nothing that much actually, till like she realizes that like because comes from Ironwood, and she turns good now because she didn't know what to do till she realizes, oh, Ironwood's bad now. Well, I gotta change sides now. Gotta change sides with Marrow, which Marrow I hate his semblance, not a broken semblance that I hate. Yeah. Penny. Not again. Let me finish this off with saying Penny should not ever be resurrected in Volume 7. Period. They finish her off. They you know what they could have done? They could have made in Volume 7 when RWBY, Team RWBY and Orange or whatever goes, when they first landed on Mantle, the first person could have the person that could have saved them and the person that will save them and potentially would have been a better character would have been Penny's sister. Don't make the same character. Make Penny's sister. That would have been a lot more interesting, a lot more better to have her, like Penny's sister, like being there, like PHO made another clone, but it isn't the same Penny. It's like Penny, like Penny 2.0, but she lost all her memories, so she has to be another version of her being like, I don't know, Pen, or Pen, I don't know, coin, nickel, call her Pen, like that's like could have been like a new it could have been really cool to see a new version of Penny, but not all there, just a new same body but a new brain. That could have been a lot more interesting, and that could have been a lot more interesting to see than just another Penny. Because after that, Volume 8, she was disappointing as hell. She was very, very disappointing. The people say, "Oh, she's not gonna die," which was half right, half wrong on that, because she was alive. She came. She's still fine after the crash. She's been hacked. She's still fine. She's been healed by Jean. She's alright. She got a new body. She's good. She died. Give it to Winter. It's so disappointing. Like, there's nothing else to say, but that RWBY right now lost me. Like, I would rather have a rebooted RWBY right now than continue watching this. No. I want to see them end this and see, as a result, what is RWBY as a whole is even, like, what is RWBY it is now today, like how does this show stands up to be, like as a whole, I want to see how this concludes. Is in the end, is this show mediocre? Is this good? Not great. Decent, interesting ideas. Is it bad? Who knows? Right now, as a whole, RWBY is in now. It's mediocre. A 5 out of 10. If I'll be honest. That's at best. 5 out of 10. If they kill, if I'll go lower if they hit they start to fiddle with my nerves with what they're gonna do with like Emerald, Mercury, and Tyrion. If they kill off Tyrion out of nowhere, I'll be pissed. No, here's the thing that I'll be like, this show's ass. This show is shit. It's either they do some kind of magical fairy tale bullshit solution of going to the gods. Yo, gods, I'll show you the people are good. Like, I'll prove to you, and everyone's they're gonna do the fucking 100. You know the Netflix show, The 100. You can do that shit of Claire going to the fucking like creator, be like, yo, humanity is good, and the gods is like, okay, let me see. They can see one like subtle like person sacrificing to not commit genocide or war between the two armies, and then the creators be like, huh, I guess you're right. Clap, boom, everything's better now. And Claire can just go see her friends again. It's like, that is like the shittiest, and I swear to God, if that's the ending they'll go with the show, fuck this show. This show is ass. The Grimm is not terrifying. There's, like I said, there's so many side notes I want to say. Do they try to make the Grimm smart and terrifying? Even if from everyone's reaction, they're like fucking stormtroopers. And that's the one trope I absolutely hate. I hate that the enemies that you're supposed to fear are fucking neutral, unsurprising, boring enemies. That's the point. That like, those are the kind of enemies that I hate. Right? Like, I do not like the armies, the clan, the monsters. The army is just not terrifying. If they don't impact you, that's where they start to piss me off. Because I want him, because that's the whole point of it in the show. Because the Grimm is supposed, they're powerful and scary beings, but the protectors are killing them off for the greater good. Because, you know, for humanity's sake, and it'll be like huge risk of, oh, Grimm's gonna take over the world. What should we do? Are we losing more huntsmen? Are we gonna survive this? How is this gonna turn out? How is this gonna turn out to be? No, they have this whole fucking villain controlling the I don't know, controlling, but I think so. The big main protagonist is the main antagonist. Salem is the main villain you should be afraid of, not the Grimm. It's like, come on, I don't want like this bullshit. Are you kidding me? Like, even for a character as a whole, it's also not that good. It's like, this whole show is disappointing. There's so much things that I want to say. I want to talk about that they could have improved, and this would have been amazing and cool, but they didn't. But they didn't. They never did, and that's why the show will always disappoint me. All right, I'm done.
You have mental illness, and you need to get it checked out. If you are on my page and you don't like me, and you don't even like yourself cause you don't even have a picture of yourself probably cause you're ugly as fuck, and you come on my page to criticize me because you suck at life, you need to see a therapist and get off social media.